Do labels define you? At first you might say, no, of course not. But really, labels are all around us. Labels can be part of our identities, whether we like it or not. Labels can sneak up behind us, or they can be totally obvious. We can be labeled by your culture or your past. And no matter what, society will have another way to look at you and another thing to say about you. These perceptions can be negative or positive. Labels represent standards for our society, but who sets these standards is still a great mystery. According to Benjamin Wolf, many people label themselves or label each other as a cognitive function to better understand other people. This is an involuntary process that comes to your mind. Also with labeling, we could trick others, but in a beneficial way. In Psychology Today's article named Why It's Dangerous to Label People by Adam Alter, Alter points out that labeling can actually improve and set higher IQ scores, but that is only if it's done correctly. For example, labeling someone smart can help them by making them want to fulfill their labeled destiny. Wilbur from Charlotte's Web, which is a child story, is given a second chance at life because he was labeled as humble and terrific. And while we can embrace these trademarks given by other people and the society that we live in, we should become proud owners of these titles. But can these labels truly define us? And can it define you? Is it your true identity? For example, a man who is in charge of a large company, a large group, or is just in charge, he is labeled as a leader. But a woman, on the other hand, is labeled as bossy. And a man who is clean and tidies himself up is labeled as neat. But a woman is labeled as vain. And a person of Asian descent is labeled as a dog eater. And Jews from the Holocaust were physically labeled. They had to wear a patch on their chests. These characterizations from society can be and are definitely not limited to sexism and racism. Labeling segregates our society and is the first step to discrimination. This segregation is more of a classification, but is still used in a really harmful way. Teens are more likely to be labeled of negative aspects rather than positives. For example, this girl, she's labeled as not pretty, not talented, or not enough, or not smart. These descriptions can lead to emotional and physical damage. And these labels, they can also give families heavy burdens on their chests. Now, there's really no way to control how others see us and how their opinions can affect us, but we can change how we see ourselves. The only perspective that matters is ours and how we see ourselves. And even with these titles given by other people, it is our own choice and ours as an individual choice to listen to the opinions or not. Just as people have their own way of understanding, society uses labels to learn. This process is damaging to many certain people, but can also help excel others. As a reminder, we are branded the moment we are born. The moment we are out of the womb, we start to live a stereotypical life, depending if we are labeled male or female or whatever. It has just come to a time when we are becoming more aware and a more proactive society. But then again, we succumb to all the labels and we become weak. What you label yourself is truly the only label that matters. Labels that you give yourself or from what society gives to you can be true but also misleading. Your potential is not limited to what you think of yourself or of what others think of you. It should be up to us, ourselves as individuals, to believe who we are and who we classify ourselves to be. Get to know yourself first and love who you are and who you may become. Thank you.